Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the BAW show, brought to you by the Blue Abroad channel and proudly sponsored by the Carlton Cheer Squad. I am joined by the lovely Kira. Hi, how are you?
It's so much more fun recording when we're winning. But no, it's okay. We'll dissect the game. It was pretty disappointing, I thought, but we'll get into that. And other than that, yeah, just kind of drowning in uni, but that's all right.
Oh no, it's getting to that time of year where uni exams are starting to creep on in. But
I
no,
thought
you go ahead.
I thought the Carlton girls would like really pull me out of my misery, but nah.
We'll get into that. Without any further ado, let's kick this baby off.
I'm waiting for the day that this glitches and it actually shows us during the intro playing, and we're just going to be there like jamming out and having an absolute great time. That will be the day that our show gets cancelled.
That'll be the day Tez goes, right, girls. I think we're done here. No, I've got no idea where to begin. Let's start from the top. Carlton 1-4 defeated by Collingwood by 17 points, 4-3-27. Disappointing outcome considering the big build-up. Do they give a rough crowd of how many were there on Sunday?
They would have. I didn't write it down. I wouldn't be able to tell. Like, eye test looked pretty solid. Like, there was quite a few there. It was also raining in the second half, so everyone was in the stand. So it looked pretty full. It was loud at times, mainly Collingwood, because we just didn't decide to show up until the second half, which was fabulous.
Gotta love a second half comeback, but look, from what I saw, I got home just before the first bounce. I watched the actual game prior. North Melbourne were comprehensive, and then I'm sitting there, and I said to my husband, "All right, leave me."
I know it's our anniversary, but just let me be.
Literally, let me be. So I sat there and I watched it, and I couldn't help myself. I was yelling at the TV. I was throwing my phone on the couch. I was messaging you guys. I was messaging Amanda. I was just everything was just not going according to plan. I could see what they were trying to do, and I could see elements of our game and the game style that we want to play, like you said, in the second half. But that first 10 to 15 minutes, it was just all Collingwood. And Beachy is,
Spot on. Like,
yeah.
Absolutely. That completely sums it up. Davey and Benici were the two that were on my mind that absolutely destroyed us in that first half. And I think we were talking just before we went live, and almost what's so disappointing about this is Collingwood killed us in that first half, but we were still in it. Like, really, we've only lost by 17 points.
Yeah.
The way we played, we should have lost by a lot more. And that's what's disappointing, because we really could have won this game. If we played the brand, the style, executed the way we have in our prior wins, we absolutely could have had this in the bag. And I think that's what is the most disappointing for mine. I think, as Beachy said, we just got absolutely killed all over the ground. Midfield, forward, backline. Yeah. Like, last week I was celebrating 8 individual goal kickers. We had one individual goal kicker, and they kicked one goal. One goal.
Yep.
That, like, it should be illegal to kick one goal in a game of football, because that is not good enough.
No, not in the slightest, and it's just disappointing. Our defense held up so well because the ball was just getting peppered in there. Like we'd lose it in the middle, we'd lose it in the forward line, the ball would go in and come straight back out, and they're just Collingwood's ability to be able to move the ball and find space and find free players was what was really getting my goat. Like the amount of times I yelled the word man or like find a player was next level. I reckon I could have had a book full of the amount of times I said pick her up, pick her up. Oh my God, why is she by herself? Pick her up. And I was so tempted to write 2022 Carlton loading because that first half took me right back to where we were this time last year when we were watching the girls and we were doing the show. And I'm sitting there going, I'm gonna lose my mind here. And when I get to the show come Wednesday, Kira is gonna look at me and she's gonna be like, Shannon's back.
Like, Coach Shan is back raging. No, I think on that note and on the whole 2022 vibes to it, the positive out of this game is that we were able to come out after halftime, and although weren't able to dominate or get scoreboard pressure, really we didn't get into a position to win the game. But that second half we played our brand of footy. I thought we beat Collingwood around the ground. I think if you took the goals out of it, which is stupid because goals are obviously a very important part of football, but I think if you took the goals out of it, we played the better football in the second half, I think, and that's what's impressive to me because 2022 Carlton would have absolutely folded at halftime after we performed. Yeah. So that's the positive, but I think the one thing, and I don't want to be that person, I really don't, but now, and if we won, different story. In hindsight, I don't know if everyone saw it, but the media leading up to the game and the whole we hate Collingwood, we're told we hate Collingwood day one.
Oh my God.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, great.
We're losing this game. Yep.
Yeah. Like I get it, build up the rivalry, but you didn't hear Collingwood in their press conference, in their media conference thingo say, we hate Carlton. Like they don't need to say it because they just come out and beat us. And yeah, that's a bit icky.
I think that's 5 in a row now that they've beaten us. We won the first 3 and they've won the last 5 of the 8 encounters that we've had. Like, here's a funny little stat for you, Kira. Disposal efficiency inside 50. No, you're going to find this fascinating.
Oh, okay.
We had 8 shots from 22 inside 50s for 36% efficiency. 10 shots from 33 inside 50s, 30%. So our disposal inside 50 was better. They had really 11 more inside 50s. We had more rebound 50s. They smashed us in contested, smashed us by 31 in uncontested. 3 more marks inside 50, more tackles inside forward 50. 34 to 23 clearances their way. I'm very impressed that my dad has actually worked out how to comment while watching. Hey, Dad.
Absolutely hits the nail on the head. Like if I could only say one sentence the entire show, that would be the sentence I say. Disappointed, but proud they didn't give up and they came out in the second half and gave us something to look forward to till next week.
That's it. And like, that's the kind of momentum that we need to bring into an interstate game because this is only our second interstate game for the year. Like we traveled to WA, we won that. Now we're traveling to Sydney. So we needed something in that second half that is going to carry us through to Saturday's game against the Giants. And they're going to have, I think it's Parker is one of their best midfielders. So it's going to be an interesting game.
It's going to be very interesting. And I think I do have faith in our team, the way they bounce back in that second half, that we're not going to waltz up to Sydney with our heads dangling. I think we will go in strong and ready to fire because I think, I mean, I don't know what their mindset was inside the four walls, but I'd suggest that they were very much like the fans, had a lot of optimism to what the season could be, but probably didn't expect to be this far in the hunt for finals, at least deep down anyway. I'm sure they have up on the wall, make finals and all that jazz. But I think the fact that we are this close now, and now we're getting to the pointy end where we need to win, like I think we'd probably almost be out of the race if we lose on the weekend. So they need to go up there absolutely guns firing.
That's it. And just looking at the ladder, it's a log jam between 6th and 10th at the moment. Us, Gold Coast, Collingwood and St Kilda, we're all sitting on 16 points. And the percentage between us, Collingwood and St Kilda is 1%.
Insane.
Absolutely insane.
GWS sits 16th, so we should be beating them.
Ladder speaking, you'd say yes, tick that box, come home with the 4 points, move on to Essendon, who are our next biggest test. I think our last 3 games are super, super important, considering we come up against St Kilda in round 10, which we were saying before we came on that could be the deciding game whether we make the 8 or not. We need the likes of Richmond, Sydney and Freo to not win many more games, if any. And we really need the likes of Geelong, who come up against Collingwood this week. That could be a very, very telling game for us as well. The winner of that one, you'd say, locks in a final spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it'll be tough going for the rest of the season. Gold Coast, who do they got? They come up against Port Adelaide, and that's an away game for them. They got to travel to Adelaide for that. Gold Coast have been playing some pretty good footy as well, so we need to make sure that we go in with the mindset that we're going to win this game and we're going to win it comprehensively and go from the start.
Yeah. We can't leave it till halftime like we did on the weekend. Because you know why? Because I don't want to boost their tires up too much when they haven't proven it. But I would suggest on paper, if we played the way we played against Collingwood, against GWS, we would win.
Yes.
Even if we played the first half like we did against Collingwood, the way we played in the second half, I believe we could beat GWS. We don't want that. Even though we could, let's not do that, because I think 1% is really important now, but also just for our belief and our confidence, because then going into Essendon, who is going to be unbelievably difficult, but then moving on to St Kilda. St Kilda is a coin toss, so we really need to have the confidence going into that game if we have any hope of making finals, or even finals out of the picture, just going into off-season really excited about what we were able to produce this year, because as much as the start of the season has been really exciting, if we fall off now and lose the next 3 games, it's really much for muchness of what we've done for the last however many seasons. So that's my 2 cents.
You're not wrong. No, you're not wrong. And the thing is, like, our bar of expectation, we didn't set it very high at the start of the year. And the fact that they've come this far and we're sitting as 4-3 now, we're on the right side of the ledger of where I didn't expect us to be, if I'm brutally honest. And we said we want to see improvement this year. And we've seen that beyond. I just think now it's more our midfield's good, our defense is good. We need to work on that forward craft, because too many times we're getting the ball in there and opposition's ability to win it out quicker than it came in is really, really crucial and really, really alarming, because you watch the likes of North Melbourne, who ball goes into their forward line. If they don't score a goal, it stays in that forward half, and their ability to lock the ball in is something we need to to mirror and have a look at. Melbourne do it well. Adelaide do it well. Brisbane do it well. All these teams, even Collingwood, had the ability in that first half, whether they scored or not, the ability to continuously enter the forward line and lock that ball in. That's something that I think needs to continuously be worked on at training, and that's something that we need to look at, not just this year, but moving forward. Do we have the right forwards? Do we have the right people in those positions to be able to lock that ball in?
Absolutely. I think something I really noticed against Collingwood was that our small forwards, our crummers, were not there when we needed them to be. We'd get it into the forward line. We weren't able to take a mark, so we'd bring it to ground, and it was all Collingwood on the ground.
Yeah.
Go straight back out, down to their forward line, they'd capitalise. Where when the ball hits the ground, we need crummers there that are crafty enough to get it and do something with it, because that's really what we're lacking at the moment. I know we speak a lot about lacking the Taylor Harris figure that we missed, but I feel like, Austin has shown enough, and we have got players that are showing the ability to do that, but I think it's time to hold our small forwards accountable, I think.
That's it. And Dad's hit the nail on the head here. Improvements. This is what we said at the start of the year.
Spot on.
No, he's not that silly as he just messaged me. But no, and the thing for me was just looking at Collingwood's team as a whole. They've got a lot of ball winners, and it's something that I think is credit to them, as much as it hurts me to say, credit to them. It's really good that they've been able to build on that for them. Like, you're looking at Allen, Benici, even Lauren Brazale. Who else? We got Bree Davey, and what's that? Sansonetti. She was everywhere for them. Every time the ball entered our forward line, Sansonetti marked the ball, and I'm just like, can we stop kicking it to her? Just
please.
Stop kicking it to her. And Nick makes a very, very good point here, and I'm really glad that someone has brought this up, because week in, week out, she gives 110%. I'm really, really, really keen to see how she goes if we do make finals.
We have failed to mention also Nick's next comment. Absolutely. Like, as soon as I saw that we weren't going to have our two wingers, I was like, great. And you know what? Probably got lost in the first half annoyance, but looking back now, they probably were just trying, which is no excuse, but they were probably just trying to work out the way forward and how they were going to adjust the game plan to play without Skepper and Vickers. And I think, obviously, the good teams, the great teams, come out from the get-go, first siren, and they can just switch no matter who's on the ground. That's where we're aiming to get to. But for a really developing side and a really young side like we are, and in a year of growth, when you lose two really important, players in your game plan, maybe that's why the first half was so disastrous. Who knows? But I think that is a very important point to make, that Skepper and Vickers were two big outs.
I truly think that Skepper would have had an absolute cracking game if she had played, and she would have shut down Britt Benici, because Britt Benici along that wing was unstoppable. And you put a player that can run with her like a Skepper, just to nullify that run, just to nullify that outlet kick, would have been huge. And the whole landscape of the game would have completely changed.
Spot on.
It probably would have been a completely different ball game. And I'm hope we come up against Collingwood in finals, because we're going to be the ones to put them out. You heard it here first.
And we're not going to have hugs before the game starts, and we're not going to have a TikTok saying how much we hate them.
No, we're going to keep that until after we win. After.
Spot on. Should we do our votes?
Yes, we shall. You can go first.
Okay. We kind of cheated. We were talking about this off air, but I'm giving my 3 to I've actually changed it though since we spoke. I'm giving my 3 to Pound. Thought Pound was outstanding. I'm giving my 2 to Cordner. I thought Cordner was really strong in this game, and I'm giving my 1 to Austin because Austin, as Nick said, absolutely outstanding season. Should be a rising star nom, has not got one yet, and was our only individual goal kicker. So Austin's my 1.
Yeah, I'm going to mirror that. If Gab Pound wasn't playing, Collingwood would have scored so many more goals. And I believe it was her birthday, I think the day after the game. And I think she played an outstanding game of football, Gab Pound. I love it a bit. We all love it a bit. So she was my 3. 2, Kez. I thought Kez played a really important role into the midfield when we needed her. And my 1 will also go to Mia Austin. Just her ability to play up and down the ground was fantastic. So if we switch our attention to our injuries from the game, just quickly before we move across to talk about this weekend's game against the Giants. Trying to find it here. So we know Jess Del Pos, someone mentioned it in the comments before, is out for the remainder of the season. Go ahead.
Quickly touch on. I can't remember who it was that was injured at the time. Someone in the comments might be able to fill in my memory. But the ball was in, I think it was Carlton's forward 50. Someone on the wing was on the floor on the
ground.
Was
Jess Del Pos. That was Jess Del Pos.
On the ground. It took the umpires until the ball got right here for them to stop play. We're all screaming. We're like, you could have stopped play like 5 minutes ago. That was just infuriating. Don't wait until they're nearly running over the injured player to stop the play. You could have stopped it in the forward 50.
I know.
Anyway, I'm not an umpire. I'm going to stop yelling now.
Yeah. No, so scans are confirmed she's fractured her fibula.
Yeah.
Missed the remainder of the season. Jess Good, scans confirmed a ligament injury to her ankle. Should be unavailable this week. And there's a chance to play against the Bombers. Vickers, Skepper, and Trudgeon, all available. Or 2 of them are tests, and Trudgeon is available for selection this week.
We're dropping like dead flies.
We are, and I just want to give a shout out to Kira Fitzgerald, who came into the side late for Vickers on the weekend, and I thought she did a fantastic job. She was taking intercept marks, which is what we recruited her to do. She played her role, and hopefully she gets to keep her spot. But swinging back around to Jess Good, she has been playing some really good football, ironically, this year, which has been great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's turn our attention now to Saturday afternoon footy. We are playing the Giants, who we seem to have the wood over. I think it's going to be, we've won the last, the Giants beat us round 6 of the second 2022 game, but we won the previous few games, so 2019 by 29 points. That round 9 clash in 2021 was only 1 point. That was a close one. 18 points to us the first half of last season, and then, they got us in round 6 of the second half by 17 points. This is going to be a clash for the ages.
I think on paper, on ladder, on the way we've both been performing this season, we should beat them. And if we're serious about playing finals, we should beat them pretty comfortably. But in saying that, St Kilda have been a great outfit this season. They've won a lot more games than I think predicted. And GWS came pretty close to them on the weekend. It was 48-35. So they weren't smashed at all. They were in it the whole day. So I think we still need to be very careful and very wary, because this could absolutely be, I'm not going to say danger game. That's just no. But this could be the game that breaks us. And for a team that is better than GWS, it should not be the team that breaks us. We don't want Essendon to either. But if it's Essendon that breaks us, at least they are a much better outfit than us. GWS are not. We cannot lose to them and absolutely have our finals written off because of it.
No, you're right. And I'm just going to quickly jump onto Giants because I believe they had an injury to one of their best midfielders, Parker, on the weekend. So I believe she will miss. If someone can confirm that in the comments, that'd be fantastic. It's going to be an interesting game because I know we match up really, really well against the Giants. At least Parker. Yeah, huge out. Thanks, Nick. I'm very, very, very keen to see how we structure up against them. And I know, speaking to Mua today, they're ready to go. They're excited. They fly out 11 o'clock on Friday. They truly believe as a group that they will make finals. So if that's the mindset they're sitting in right now, I'm very happy for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we just need to go into this game with the mindset, not so much the mindset that this is it and we need to win, because I think then that makes it bigger than what the game actually is. At the end of the day, you win the first quarter, you win the second quarter, you win the third quarter, you win the fourth quarter, you win the game, and then we're still in the hunt for finals. I think you've just got to break it down to what you can control and really honing in on your role and our game plan and just playing our way, because we can't let GWS force us into playing their game style.
Yeah.
That's where we'll get stuck. And I think that's what hurt us in the first half against Collingwood, is we just got sucked into what they wanted us, where they wanted us to be, and they just picked us apart. So we can't have a repeat of Collingwood.
No, you're right. And Alicia Eva is probably one of the key players for mine. She's really good off the half-back line. She's very good at dictating where the ball's going to go for them. I mean, she's their prolific, vision. So yeah. I'm interested to see who we pop on her. And I know that they've got Nicola Barr, Chloe Dalton. We know how quick Dalton is. Yeah, we had it. We know how quick she is. We just need to really focus in on all of their players. Obviously, like Nick said, Elise Parker's out, another good midfielder for them. So Izzy Huntington didn't kick a goal, but we know that she is a gifted footballer. Goldsworthy, 2 goals, 1. So we need to be able to, our defence really need to nullify her. So we've got those key players that we need to keep our eye on. And look, I think we're winning this game.
I think so too. I think we need to be winning this game.
Yeah. I think Dad popped a prediction in a bit earlier. 13 points. If everyone else in the comments pop in how much you think we're winning by. No, Beachy, Brooke Walker is at the Bombers, so we'll come up against her next week. What do you think? What do you think we're gonna win by?
I hope it's comprehensive, but I don't think it will be, and I think we're all going to have a heart attack. I'm saying 2 points.
No.
Sorry.
I'm really not keen to see us have one of those really, really close games. It's really good to see everyone's picking us over that 3 or 4 goal mark. Welcome again, Kate, who is watching from New Zealand. A couple of the cheer squad members there as well. But yeah, no, I think we're winning by 15 myself. Misha's gone the 9.
I hope it's more than my 2 points. But while everyone's popping in their predictions, I did just want to mention Nick's comment from earlier as well, because this is spot on. So it says in the new CBA that if the current crowds stick the way they are trending, I can't remember the exact number, but I think it might be 4,000 off the top of my head. Yeah, 4,000 average, that they'll extend the fixture and we'll get extra rounds, which is absolutely what we need. We started this show last week, it feels like, and now we're at the end of the season. So get along to games where you can. I know. Get along to games where you can. Flick on the TV. Just have it playing while you're cooking dinner, because that's absolutely what will help us get a bigger fixture and more shows.
More shows, because, It's been an incredible year so far, just the amount of people that have actually come up to us and said how much they love the show. Like, we got stopped in Brisbane, didn't we? People coming up to us and like meeting us in Brisbane. Here's one for you, Kira.
Oh my gosh, I will have a heart attack. If we have 9 individual goal kickers, I will be one very, very happy host next Wednesday.
I think you will be, and I think I'm going to be getting spammed by you and with messages if that happens. And yeah, thanks, Rob.
Kate, we would love to meet you. Come to a
Yes.
game.
Come whenever you can. We'd love to meet you. We'd love to meet
Across the
everyone. If you
water.
are ever at a game and you do see Kira or I, come up and say hi. We don't bite. You may run away after you hear me cheer, but hey, that's okay. But yeah, look, I think anyone who is watching from Sydney or anyone who is traveling up, make noise, get to the game. We want to try and make sure that, because we're obviously don't travel as often for the girls. We don't have a banner this week. We want to try and get as many Carlton supporters there as possible. We want to make it, as Cripper said at the BNF, make an away game a home game. We want to do that for both men's and women's.
Absolutely.
I'm really excited.
And
Really
let's hope
excited to
that
see.
we bring home the win and we have a very happy show next Wednesday.
I want to actually be happy watching a forward line kicking goals. Like, I want the transition to be seamless. Like, we've seen it. We saw it when we had 8 individual goal kickers. We've seen the seamless transition. Bring it, please. Anyway.
On that note,
we will wrap up the show there, Kira. Really keen to see the girls kick goals. I'm sure we'll message each other throughout the game. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. We do appreciate all of you jumping on, commenting, messaging us, giving us your opinions on the game, because we do love to hear from you all. We do love to see and read how everyone else sees the game, because it may be a little bit different from how we see it. So keep it coming. We love it. Kira, thank you so much for joining me again. Love hosting the show with you.
Thank you, and go Baggers.
Go the Baggers.